All right. So now today's lesson, you can actually attempt lesson 42. Do you know how to access lesson 42? Do you know how to access lesson 42? And then once you've watched the videos and attempt the questions, oh, you're not sure how to access it. Okay, now for those of you who is not sure how to access it, let me try and see if I can get someone to help you out lah. Okay. All right. So I did the mock paper on this. Oh, okay. So you did the mock paper. So there was a mock paper in lesson 42. Okay, now I just pulled out some of your scores. Not one question that someone does not know how to do. So somehow every question there is someone. Yes, on the Tuition 88 platform. I think you all can actually access the Tuition 88 platform and go to the contents or services that allows you to view the video as well as attempt the questions. Now, so today what we're gonna do is we're gonna do several parts if I have time. But one of them is this main paper, which you all attempted. Some of you attempted it and you get some of the questions incorrect lah. So that's why I'm going to have to go through every single question. Okay, and see how we can from there improve and help you out. There is a Kahoot. I will see if I have the time, but I think I should be able to do the Kahoot. Okay. All right, so we're ready. Now, so again, if you need to message me, message Miss Rose. My iPad is just for viewing because otherwise everyone else will see your message. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do PSLE paper part 2. Okay, so again, it is lesson 42 that you should be looking at in order to attempt the question. Okay, now for this question number 1, some of you got it wrong. Most of you got it right. Now, for those of you get it wrong, now take note, whenever we have percentage, or rather, whenever we have a fraction, and any fraction, you want to change it to percentage, what do? You times 100. So same thing, if you have a decimal, you want to change to percentage, what do? Again, you times 100. Okay, so take note, percentage is always, yes, it's a mix of paper, so that's why calculator is allowed. So as long as you have to convert to percentage, you must remember you multiply by 100%. Okay, now, so in this case, I have this number, which is 0.065. I want to change to percentage, so I multiply by 100%. Now, when you use your calculator, you do not put in this percentage button. Or rather, you don't put in this percentage symbol. All you need to do is multiply 0.065 times 100. It is similar to moving the decimal places to the right 2 times because of the 2 zeros. So you will get 6.5. Okay, so can you take note? This is your paper 2. Paper 1, booklet B. Okay, so this is paper 1, booklet B. So no calculator. So to multiply, just take note, move the decimal places to by 2 because of the 100. Okay, now the next question is an algebra question. So Natalie had a roll of ribbon of length that is P cm long. So now, if you're not able to visualize, then just draw. So the roll of ribbon of length P cm. So what happened is she cut 17 equal pieces. So she cut 17 equal pieces. I don't want to show so many 17 to cut. So after she cut 17 pieces, so this is just 17 pieces. Okay. So what happened is she had 8 cm of ribbon left. Now, take note, the length is in cm. So what's left is also in cm. So you don't need to change anything. So from here, you know that how much, what is the length, the total length of the 17 pieces? What's the total length of the 17 pieces? Anyone? Or you want to leave me a message? What's the length of the 17 pieces? One person. If you're shy, you can type. Anyone? Cannot be so quiet lah. Let's see. What's the length of the 17 pieces? I don't know the reason. Okay. Now, so what do you want? What I ask you is this. Okay. So if I take P, so the length of this is actually P minus 7. P minus 8. Okay. So the length here is just P minus 8 because I removed the 8 cm. Now, so to find the length of one piece, length of each piece, so from this total length, so that means 17 pieces is P minus 8 cm. I put my brackets because the cm belongs to both items. So to find the length of one piece, that means I have to take this divided by 17. So that's why my answer is P minus 8 over 17. Did you all have difficulty writing? Did you have? Thank you, Maureen. Now, did you all have difficulty keying in the fraction on the website? Because there is this button which you can use, which is the infinity button, which you can click on, and then you can key in a fraction. Okay, all right. So now, so that is because they ask you to answer in terms of P. Now, let me ask you a question. If I tell you that if P is equals to, let's say, if P is equals to 59, what is the length of one piece? Thank you, Brian, so fast. The rest of you, do you know how to do this? If I were to tell you that P is 59, can I find the length of one piece? That means we know the length of one piece, right? So what do? We sub in or we replace the P with 59. Yes, Maureen, thank you. So divide by 17 to give you 3. Okay? So remember, you replace the P with 59. So sometimes algebra question, you need to leave your answer as an expression like that. Sometimes they tell you the value of the unknown or the letter. Then what you need to do is to replace that letter with a number. Okay? What imagination? So replace with a number for you to get a value like this. So this is an example if P is equals to 59. Okay. Now, let's take a look at question number 3. Okay, now, question number 3 is a geometry question. So in PSLE papers, or rather in the exams, in your prelims, most of the time when we talk about geometry, there is always at least 2 geometry questions in paper 2. Yeah, so you must be familiar with the geometry question. Okay, now, so in this question, they tell us that PQRS is, oh, Hannah got the answer, thank you. Okay, so PQRS is a rhombus. Now, who can tell me what's the property of a rhombus? Yes, Ryan.
Opposite angles are equal.
So that means if this is 58, opposite, this is also 58. What else do we know about a rhombus? Anybody else besides Brian? Corner angles add up to 1. Corner angles? You mean these 2 angles here? No. A pair of parallel lines, that's right. So you have a pair of parallel lines. Okay, so that's one pair and two pairs. What else? What other properties do we know? They are a nice. Marino, I want property. Okay, got it. So which means that these two angles here are equal to each other. So they should add up to give you. So that means angle PQS must be equal to angle PSQ. So which means that this is actually equal. So all four sides must be equal. So when the diagonal cuts a rhombus, you get two identical isosceles triangles. Okay? Yeah. So you get two identical isosceles triangle. So in this case, so that means PQS is equal to angle PSQ, which is also equal to angle RQS, and also equal to angle RSQ. Okay, is equal to angle RSQ. So you have all these angles which are equal to one another. So I will take 180 degrees minus 58 degrees divided by 2 to give me how much? Anyone? Okay. Yes, thank you, Brian. So 61 degrees. So all these angles here, all these angles here, all these angles here are 61 degrees. Yeah? Oh, okay. All right. So very good. The teacher will actually go through the questions. So they all went through the questions. Okay, so that means now take note, they tell you this in the question for a reason. Now, because they tell you this is a straight line, right? So that means the angles must add up to give you 180 degrees. So if this is 61 degrees, that means you can find this angle QSF, which is equal to angles on a straight line minus 78 and 61 degrees to give me, how much do I have? Minus 78 and 61 to give me 41 degrees. So if this angle is 41 degrees, that means angle FSR must be equal to 61 minus 41. So because remember, angle QSR, which is this, is equal to 61 degrees. So that's 20 degrees. So this gives you 20 degrees. Okay? All right. Now, oh, they actually went through this paper, all the questions in this paper. Is it, Hannah? Okay. All right. So question number 4, do you recall what was your answers? Oh, the teacher stopped at question number 5. Yes. So all 18, I think there are 18 questions. All 18 questions are just selected questions. Yes, 86. That's right. Okay. But not for the last. Okay. All right. Ken. So now for question number 4, for those of you who did not get 86, there's a number of you who did not get 86. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly explain this question. So you have Dash bought a string of 130 decorative bulb, blue and pink light bulbs. There were at least 2 light bulbs in between every 2 pink. So that means blue light bulb in between every two pink light bulbs. This is what it means. So 2 blue between 2 pink. So that means if I were to repeat